Good evening, Cool FM family, fans. Super Bowl Eve here, ladies and gentlemen, on the field with Jon and Jarad. Less than 24 hours to kickoff of the biggest game of the year, Super Bowl 59. Once again, oh yeah, by the way, shout out to Lisa. If you're watching, checking in, thank you so much.
That is so cool.
Sweetie, for the wonderful gift you brought back from New Orleans.
Wow.
So we have an official Super Bowl helmet.
On the field with Jarad and Jon, presented by Ed Morse. We get a beautiful
Backed by
helmet.
Morse.
Backed by Morse, baby. We get a Super Bowl, a legit Super Bowl helmet. So that's the
Authenticity and all there.
Authentic, yep. So that was from the Super Bowl. Very, very cool. So it's going to be Kansas City versus the Eagles. So we're looking forward to how that turns out.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Come on in, you guys.
Yeah.
Let me know you're going to be going for those birds tomorrow, because this guy's going for you-know-who, as we always hear every week. So.
Always. I'm a Chiefs diehard. I would never back anybody over the Chiefs. But, yeah, as we're talking about it, it's going to be a great weekend. The weather's fantastic.
Beautiful. Even if it's beautiful down in New Orleans, the game's inside. So,
yep.
You know, I'm not sure how many years the Superdome has hosted the Super Bowl, but
a bunch.
I mean,
yeah.
Superdome is kind of in that name. It's always going to be something that's going to be part of the process. So, let's talk about a little bit of local sports real quick.
Oh, yeah, let's jump into the high school
We
stuff.
have some incredible news for the first time, I believe, ever in a long, 20-something years. The girls' soccer team, Jon, for Buena High School, have qualified for the state tournament, and they will be playing this Tuesday. The time frame is looking at 6, could be 5 o'clock kickoff.
It officially right now says 6 p.m., but what
we could move it up.
Yeah,
we just got news from the direct words of A.D. Colvin that they could move it up to 5 p.m. Tickets are on sale at gofan.com. No sales of anything will be happening at the ticket box office at Loveland Stadium, so you'll have to go to gofan.com. Type in the Buena versus Crimson. Yes, that is Crimson High School. I believe it's a school out of Prescott Valley. I'm not sure exactly where they're at, but our girls are 11th seed. So we got the 11th seed going into the tournament. And
they were ranked so highly in state that I expected actually a much higher seed.
Strength of schedule kind of takes you down a little bit.
Yeah.
There's some things like that. People got to always remember that stuff when you have not such a. I mean, they've been solid the whole season with who they've dominated and played, but you can't really think that a 4A game or a low 4A game is going to help you. You want those high 5A, high 6A games that are going to get your points boosting you into the higher rankings.
Schedule, yeah. And they played the best 4A team in the state, Douglas, and beat them pretty well. But that was a 4A team, so it really doesn't boost you up as much as if they had beaten.
What I'm talking about, yeah.
So, strength
of
schedule.
Congratulations to Coach Ortega once again. All the great opportunity we've seen with these girls so far.
The statistics are unreal.
Let's
we've got to go through that real quick.
Share a little bit of those right now.
All right. So Paige Goodman, let's see. Paige Goodman has 30 goals on the season.
That has to be automatically a school record.
Yeah.
It's something that's totally unheard of.
18 assists.
Golly.
Well, we're talking soccer. These are incredible numbers for an entire season. And they only played, 14 games. So you're considering 2 goals per game for soccer? That's like a person putting up 2 touchdowns every single time.
Exactly.
I mean, that would be the
pretty
most
phenomenal.
Yeah. So the assists are there. Shots on goal, she had 108. She just kind of She 180 steals.
1/3 of all her shots are going in.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
She's an animal. I was trying to look through other statistics and Oh,
That's impressive.
but the girl is running. She has so many. She's such a high statistical mark in every category that she's leading in almost everything. So
Definitely
Paige
gonna
Goodman.
have to see if we can get Coach Ortega to get the girls in on the show.
Oh, that would be cool. And we've
A
got
couple
a
of our
nice
players. Don't give it away too quick. No, not yet. We'll talk about it at the end.
Future is looking
Talk about
cool.
it at the end. Future is bright, but we'll say something there shortly. So let's get back to. I mean, we have one. We saw something briefly here. If anybody ever wants to know how these coaches in college are suffering so much with making money.
Talk about the.
Just kidding, by the way. Ryan Day from Ohio State just signed a 7-year extension, and he is currently the highest paid college football coach in America with $12.5 million going into his pocket every year.
Incredible.
And that doesn't include bonuses of getting to the college football playoff or getting to the college football championship. I'm sure there's plenty of incentives for that as well. So
you know who the highest paid state employee in every state is?
College football
head
coaches.
Football coach at the state schools. Ryan Day is probably the highest paid state employee in the United States now. Isn't that incredible?
Probably. He probably could be. I would say Governor DeSantis in Florida probably making some good change.
No, because the high school coaches, they make $12 million. DeSantis gets his money from other things.
True.
I mean, good and bad, whatever, I don't know. But like it comes from other places, whereas Ryan Day, that is money coming straight from the state, so he better not screw up. That's why you also see so many of these guys fired so quickly.
True.
Because like that's a state school, the pressure is so high, especially at Ohio State. They were talking about firing him last year after
right.
Michigan won the national championship and beat them. They were talking about firing Ryan Day. Now he comes out, and now he's the highest paid coach in the United States. So.
Yeah, so hats off to Ohio State and the good things that they're going to be trying to do next year.
Yep.
Any other?
Oh,
we saw some news about new coaching staff addition to the Colorado. I call it super staff because you got Warren Sapp already. You got Dion, of course, and now. You got this one little running back who was the greatest on turf.
Dude,
his name was Marshall Faulk.
Marshall was
from the Rams,
and he was a great receiver. People from yesteryear don't realize how great that guy was. He was kind of like LaDainian Tomlinson before LaDainian. He had better hands. He could play wide receiver if he wanted. The guy, where was he? San Diego State. Yep. And oh my gosh, hyper talented guy. Went on to be a Hall of Famer, won the Super Bowl with the St. Louis Rams, and what else did he do? Well, that's quite a resume. He's going to be the running backs coach for Colorado. Another funny thing from Colorado is Sugar Sanders in the news, and this is from what's this?
He's going to be a higher draft pick than his dad was.
Yeah, his dad was drafted number 6
cool.
overall in the '89 draft, which is considered the greatest draft of all time. We're talking outside of Tony Mandarich, it goes Troy Aikman. So it goes Troy. Yeah. Was it Troy number 1 or was it Mandarich number 1? It was
Mandarich was number 1.
And the guy was a Hulk. He was a steroid beast. He was.
Oh yeah, I remember him, a Nebraska guy. Right?
Yeah, and he looked like watching a human moose hybrid. It was an elephant hybrid.
That was the year of the Bosworth and Mandarich and all those guys. It was just.
And what they found was that they couldn't move very quickly. Like these guys had these huge upper bodies, and like Mandarich didn't have the lower body to go along with it. So
leg day.
So you had Aikman, and you had Barry Sanders, and you had Derek Thomas all go ahead of Dion. But all those guys went on to go to the Hall of Fame outside of Mandarich, which is super cool. Okay, other college stuff. Let's see.
I got some news from yesterday. I saw Ron Rivera, longtime coach of the Commanders. Redskins.
Commies.
We'll go ahead and say Redskins like we like to all the time. He's doing the Belichick trend and going back to his alma mater, and he's going to be coaching at Cal next year.
What?
Yes.
At Cal?
Yes.
What conference are they in?
They are in the rebuilding Pac-12.
Are you? I didn't realize that they jumped back in with Oregon State.
I think they're in there,
Is
or
Oregon
maybe
State
they're
Washington
ACC.
State?
I can't remember,
I
but
think they might be like
ACC
something like that.
But yeah, he's going back to Cal, so we're gonna see what if that name brings some recruiting into Cal.
It totally does.
It will. I mean, you want to play defense for Ron Rivera.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
The guy's a beast.
Those guys that go from pro back to college, the way their success rate is so high, it's unreal. It's really fun to watch those guys. So Kelly, let's see if there's anything else that stands out. Hartline, that guy, he's being promoted to offensive coordinator. Brian Hartline, the wide receivers guru at Ohio State. Yeah. And we're talking Marvin Harrison Jr. We're talking, there's been stacks and stacks of wide receivers coming out of Ohio State. Jackson Smith and Jigba. You could probably, of the last, he's probably had 5 first rounders in the last 10 years, legit studs. And then all the guys that go in the second and third round are all beasts too. Milrow, he's not going to change a position. I wouldn't. He
had a horrible Senior Bowl though.
He did, but he kind of reminds me of Jalen Hurts. I think of him as, like you're talking about California. Ty Haywood going to Michigan. Okay. That's a 5-star offensive tackle.
Yeah.
A lot of,
I heard Arizona on signing day flipped a 5-star kid.
Really?
Out of O'Day from Seattle.
Oh.
Lange is his last name.
Okay.
He's a 6'7", 318-pound lineman.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much.
6'7", 318 is high school.
Yeah,
18 years old.
You gotta be concerned about their lateral ability. That's the thing.
He's a left tackle and he's mobile. He's got some speed. I saw 4.82.
Greatest
4.82 40-yard dash.
That's insane. Moving. Anytime you beat 5. He's moving. Okay, who's the greatest left tackle of all time?
We never really talked about some players like that. We've hit on a couple things like that sometimes, but
there's Mayor McCaw checking in. Thank you, Mayor McCaw.
Right on, man. What's up, brother?
Do you want me to go first?
No. I'll go. As I know you're going to go KC. So
nope.
That's good. So
even better.
This guy played an incredible career. He was by far an ambassador for the linemen, and just overall a great person.
I know who you're talking about.
Anthony Munoz.
Yep, Cincinnati Bengals. Man.
Anthony Munoz, by far, technique-wise, I loved watching him play. One of the greatest linemen, just pound for pound, would mow over you on a run blocking. He would just destroy you. And then when it came to pass blocking, the guy would just chuck people like nothing.
So the cool thing about him was he played when offensive lines were getting way bigger. So he played when they were small and when they were big. He was 6'7", 300 pounds when those guys were 280 pounds. And then when he upped his weight, then he becomes an even bigger stud. But my guy, Walter Jones, the dancing bear for Seattle Seahawks, the greatest left tackle of all time. He won the agility drills. The entire Seahawks team, wide receivers, running backs, every position, he would win the agility drills. It was and he wouldn't give up any tackles. And he was right next to Steve Hutchinson, which was also an All-Pro Hall of Fame.
Incredible guys.
That duo, I'm not sure there's been a better duo in the history of the NFL. Just the two positions.
I gotta disagree
Larry Allen, Eric Williams.
There you go.
So
Larry Allen.
Just because Larry Allen might be the greatest offensive lineman.
That was what I was saying. If you're going interior, the next category to talk about is just say Larry Allen.
Oh, dude,
you don't have to say anything else.
He played guard. He played
center. So versatile.
And did you see how fast he was? So there's a pick six. That was the sickest thing. And
incredible.
He chases down a corner from behind, just trucking. I'm like, that dude ran a 4.5 40 right there.
Oh, yeah.
It was the most. He might be the greatest athlete in the history. I mean, there's like Reggie White.
No, here's my. Go ahead and keep going with your lineman
Harrison.
wise.
Well, I like James Harrison as far as athletes go. That guy could bench 600, and he might not have been the fastest guy, but power wise, he would just truck over guys from the outside linebacker position. He just mowed over linemen. It was insane.
Greatest athlete of all time.
NFL athlete.
Played both sports.
Bo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bo Vincent Jackson was the best.
Named after the Bo Hog.
I'm sorry, but that guy right there.
Greatest single individual athlete. He's right there with, who's the guy that was the Native American guy he played running. He was in the Olympics. Going way
Jim
back.
Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe. So they talk about him.
Jim Thorpe was incredible.
Yeah, Bo Jackson. Like when you talk about like eras, you can't really compare them because of the technology involved. But if you put Jim Thorpe in our day today, or if you take like, they try and talk about how great they would be, and it's like Bo, it was just 4.21, 4.19,
4.12.
No, not 4.1, 4.19
on pro day. When he ran at Auburn, they asked him. They said, "We want to time you." It was 4.12, and he ran out the.
Bo Jackson was absolutely from Alabama. Absolutely, he was. Yeah,
Mr. Clea.
Dude, I've seen that 30 for 30 on him probably like 4 times.
That's a great story.
Dude, it's Bo Jackson, and he comes back from his hip surgery. First at bat, crushes a home run. As a White Sox, they ditched him in Kansas City. Oh, dude, his story is just ridiculous. But so is Deion's and everybody else.
Well, let's get to the Super Bowl, John.
Yes, absolutely.
We got to cover a little bit of that. I mean, what are we here for?
I know. Eagles. So
it's like the pancake breakfast. We do it every week.
What do you think of the offensive line versus defensive line? So they say that the Eagles' offensive line is the better between the two, but I keep looking at that defensive line for the Chiefs, and I keep seeing Chris Jones on the interior, and I keep seeing injured guards on both sides.
So the thing is,
Chiefs have an injured guard tackle too.
But I think these 2 weeks, they've had chances to try and heal.
When it's ankles, though.
Yeah, I think Landon is. From the Eagles, Landon's I think it was his knee that was going on. So they might have gone in there with a little scope and scraped some scar tissue, and he might be okay by game day. But his linemen, they fight through it. They're not gonna have to worry about cold weather this time. And
good point.
And the atmosphere is gonna be even.
Kansas City played in good weather, and Eagles played in bad weather.
You can't really. I don't think you really can say anything about elevation advantage because you're below sea level where you're playing.
Yeah, how to get
it's
as
crazy.
Good
but
as possible.
Yeah, I knew you were going to come in there and say it. I knew you were going to say it. Very, very. There comes all the Chiefs fans. Here comes Ben. I know. So anyway, no, but I think the defensive line on both sides in this game are going to be the determinant.
They're stacked on both teams.
You got Jordan Davis, you got Chris Jones.
Oh, Jordan Davis and
you got Sweat.
No, who's
the other
Sweat
too
defensive tackle?
from
There's
the
an even
edge.
better player. The defensive tackle. Oh man, he's
used to be Fletcher.
No, yeah, but this guy is as good. He went like number 19 to the Eagles. I can't remember his name, but absolute beast as a defensive tackle. So they got 2 defensive tackles. Kansas City, on the other hand, has Chris Jones, and then they've got a whole bunch of really good defensive linemen. They got Omenihu, who I love. I'm in love with this guy. He's a big defensive tackle that runs out to defensive end. And Mike Dana, Leo Chenal at outside linebacker. I agree, Ben. Chris Jones is going to dominate on the inside. That's what
he always does.
He does.
He shows up for the big games.
He chucks people. It's really impressive. But I'll say this:
Nothing like Reggie White did.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
The Minister of Defense.
The hump move where he picks a dude up and just throws him with one arm.
That little shoulder chuck he used to do was incredible.
And that today is still legal. It's just nobody's strong enough to do that.
Yes.
But back in the day,
the edge rusher has changed too.
Absolutely, Deacon Jones used to head slap people's
Well,
helmets
not only
off.
that, but they're not as big. They're fast because they want somebody to fly around those tackles because they don't want them blocked. Right. If they're blocked, they're done. I mean,
well, so the Chiefs have a variety of defensive tackles. They can go quick, they can go slow. They've got Treshawn Wharton, who might be the best rushing defensive tackle next to Chris Jones. The Chiefs are not the Chiefs without Chris Jones.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean they aren't, but I think they would survive. If we were to lose Mahomes, I would be very afraid.
See, I'm worried about his ankle.
Ow, he's still
going to come out there ginger walking. He might do that to psych everybody out.
Yeah, they take the big pad off his leg after the first quarter, and he just starts running around full speed. Did you ever watch that episode of Coach where they won the national championship? Yeah, and they faked like their top running back was injured for the whole first half, and then they adjusted their entire team to like do the pass, and then the running back comes out in the third and fourth quarter and just crushes it like 230, 40-yard runs. Oh,
good stuff, man.
Yeah, I know.
I missed that show.
I know, that was a good show.
Craig T. Nelson, Arizona Wildcat graduate.
What else are we going to talk about?
Let's get a prediction.
Okay,
out there.
I'm thinking
official.
I don't think the Eagles score more than 17 points. And I think the Chiefs, I think they shut them down.
You do know that they just scored 54 points, right?
Oh, running the ball. Dude, the Chiefs are really, really good against the run.
And they haven't played a guy named Saquon Barkley yet.
They haven't played Saquon, but they played against Travis Henry. They played against 35-30. That's going to be an insane game. Good Lord.
I like it.
I like it too.
Good pick, Ben.
I think it's going to be 27-17.
Wow.
I think they extend the
lead. You guys
lead.
don't score a lot of points.
I know.
Just score enough to get by.
Win by 3 normally. That's what everybody's
Skin of their teeth, Chiefs.
Well, that is a strategy. That's how the Bengals beat the Chiefs, though. Is like they allowed the Chiefs to take the lead, and then they slow rolled it into the fourth quarter, and then they took the lead at the very end.
What did Ben say?
Barkley's the one who scares them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Barkley's a beast.
So I'm going by. So here's what I would have done if I was the coach for the Eagles this week. I would have been shown highlights of Super Bowl 54 when Tampa made Mahomes run for his life, and just say, you got to figure out some kind of strategy to keep that happening for them to be successful. You got to keep him on his heels and make him run for his life.
Yeah.
And not get chances to adjust to a pass to Kelsey. But,
is that even
or
a
Hopkins,
though?
or
he's got
Worthy.
5 receivers now. Like
I keep rattling off names. There's just so much depth.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I'm worried about.
They don't have a ton of star players. They have good players at every position all the way down. Like they got healthy at the right time. They traded for an extra wide receiver and they got Hopkins, and then Brown got healthy and Xavier Worthy's healthy, and you got Watson. I love Watson, and you got Kelsey, and you got the 2 running backs. Like seriously, the offense is stacked. And they've dealt with really good running backs all season long. So I do expect that the Chiefs win. But, every time I say they're going to win by 10, they only win by 3. So
I say the Eagles surprise everybody and get the ball in the fourth quarter and make a comeback and get down the field and score.
Oh, man, I hope not.
And they get some kind of either a field goal or just a fluke play, gets past Kansas City, and they win it. Yeah. It's going to be down to the wire. It's going to be 35-32, 35-31, I believe.
Dude,
it's going to be a high score.
It's always 3-point games. That's why I'm going against the grain and going, it's going to be a 10-point win.
Yeah.
It's always 3 points.
I know you want that, of course.
But who knows? All right. Thank you to Ed Morse. Thank you to Todd Ryan. Thank you, Cool FM. We got to get out of here because we got another show going on.
We got a real quick little blurb here to let you know coming up very soon, we're going to be doing some major changes. We got some huge surprises coming for you here with Cool FM. Gonna got some incredible things happening here. If you still want to come on the show and still want to join us for, just a little bit of dialogue, please feel free to chime in. Wanted to also get a quick shout out to Nash Moore. Nash Moore committed this week earlier. That's the quarterback at Buena. He committed to playing at the next level, and he will be taking his talent to a little small school in Iowa called Simpson College. So, Nash, we need to have you on the show and talk a little bit more about that again. So, please feel free to reach out to me, and we'll get you back here on the show. And Coach Bonilla, still trying to get that one set up as well. But big things coming for On the Field with Jarad and Jon.
Your eyes are going to pop.
You guys are going to be like, whoa, this is getting serious. So we're real excited for the upcoming surprises we got for you guys. And looking forward to, hopefully you guys have a great time tomorrow. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe.
God bless.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
Take time for the Super Bowl commercials. Those are the best sometimes. And
hydrate
in between quarters.
God bless you and see you next week.
All right, we'll see you guys. You stay classy, Sierra Vista.
Oh my God.